Babylon's economic crisis could affect the world. Want to give all the honor, glory, and praises to Yahawah, by Hashem YAHAWASHI, by Hashem RAWACHAA QADASH. Double honors to the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Singing honors to the elect. Peace and blessing to the 1/3 and to the confusion of faces to the four quarters of the earth. Shalom. I'm going to jump right into it. I don't want to take too long. Now, you remember when we had CD19, right? And on the West Coast, there was a lot of back up of international imports, right? A lot of goods from the cargo ships. A lot of people don't really understand. Yes, it's easier and faster to travel by air, but when you have metric tons upon metric tons upon metric tons, oh yeah, and upon some more metric tons of goods, it'd be hell to try and get that shit in the air. So they do it by boat. And right now there's going to be, I heard, a strike looming for an increase in pay. And if that does happen, that strike, that will be very, absolutely dire and crippling to the American economy. And what a lot of people don't understand when it comes to the economy, inflation is when you have to spend more money for the same product. For instance, if a bottle of water costs $1 on Monday, but I have to pay $1.50 on Friday, that means the markup value of that product went up by 50%. Because I have to spend 50 more cents for that dollar product. So in other words, you're paying more money for the same product. Why? Is it because it takes more to make the same product? No. Hell, the food we're eating right now and the things that we're consuming right now doesn't even have the natural ingredients it used to have 30, 40 years ago. Like they say, if you look at the back of something that you're consuming and the nutrition facts, and if you can't read or understand any of the language and the ingredients, then you shouldn't eat it, pretty much, right? But anyhow, the point of the matter of me bringing all this up is inflation is going to occur because the rich wants to get richer while the poor gets poorer. That's it. That's it. Growing up, you could buy 4 bags of chips, little small bag of chips as a kid for $1 at the store. Now you could probably buy 1 bag for 69 cents for the same value of one of those 25-cent bags. Let that sink in, people. So you're pretty much paying 3 to 4 times more for a 25-cent bag of chips that you had to pay 25 cents for in the past. And that's on a very minute scale. You think it's nothing, but as time goes on, all those pennies add up to dollars, and those dollars adds up to bank rolls in their pockets. But to us, it's nothing. You understand what I'm saying? But it makes sense, though, to them. Anyhow, let's get to it. So, the International Longshoremen's Associate, which represents more than 85,000 workers at 3 dozen U.S. ports along the East Coast and Gulf Coast of Mexico, and whose members collectively handle about half of the U.S. maritime imports, has threatened to go on strike for the first time since 1977. All right. The point I want you to pay attention to is 85,000 workers. And they're dealing with over half of the U.S. imports. And let me also inform you people out there, you good folks out there, so to say. When you're on the highway, when you're on the interstate, and you see those big 18-wheeler trucks with those long trailers that all of you people love to cut off and just try to not let merge on, those same trucks are the bloodline to all of your stores and all of your consumer products. The longer you delay their trip to their destination, the longer it's gonna take for you to get your shit. I understand, people, right? The 18-wheeler trucks are the bloodlines of America distribution centers, and guess what? The bloodline of all countries' distribution centers are cargo ships. You letting the plot thick? The plot is thickening. And majority of the products that's sold here in America are imported, meaning what? made in China, made in Indonesia, imported from Mexico, imported from Ecuador, Italian silk. All right, come on, man. Right, which Salakia. I don't even want to get into it, but anyhow, so let's get back to it. I'm gonna get into some history, but I want to stay on this. The move could cost the U.S. economy roughly $5 billion a day in trade, and would massively disrupt supply chains in a way not seen since the CD-19 pandemic, causing rapid inflation and hiking. Listen here, y'all. This is the point. And hiking the cost of living for everyday Americans. So this is letting you know right now, your cost of living goes up not because of a decrease in supplies for your products to be made or an increase. It's because they want to keep their quarterlies. What is they're looking at their fiscal year. You know what the quarterly is, right? There's 12 months in a year. A quarter is 25. 4 quarters make $1. So if you break down a fiscal year, correct me if I'm wrong, a fiscal year will be 3 months. So every 3 months they want to look at, see how much money did we lose in damages and losses, and how much profit have we gained this quarter. They're always looking to make a little bit more from last quarter. So they're always looking to make more and more and more. In 2000, if they made a $1 million increase in their profit, they want to make a $1.5 million increase the next year. Then the next year they want to make it $2 million. Then the next year they want to make it 2.5, and so forth and so forth. But how the hell you make more money? You make more money by increasing the value. No, not the value. I apologize. By increasing the price of your product. I'm getting my words twisted. You increase your money, your profits, by increasing the price of your product, cutting the value of your product, and cutting the value in need for people to move and make your product. Prime example, everything's going to automation. A lot of people are going to be out of work. Hey, a lot of people crying about doing the laborious work that we do at my job now. Everything's going to be automated. You ain't have to worry about that no more. But do you not recognize the supervisors are looking at your attitude and your talent? This is a side note just to say, all you people that's thinking you're too good to do laborious work, guess what? They're going to find a machine that can do it. And it don't need a smoke break. It don't need a lunch break, and it ain't got bills to pay, and it has no emotions. All it knows is on and off. You people are going to be in for a very rude awakening. Humbling is going to be your best friend, because if it's your enemy now, you're going to lose, because you will be humble in these last days. I've been ranting for a minute, Salakia. I want to bring out a precept really quick, because the cost of living is going to increase. Actually, I'm going to change the title of this. I want to change the title of this. Babylon's economic crisis will lead to more poverty and violence. It will. It will. This is Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, in the Apocrypha, which is also in the 1611 King James Version Bible, which has been authorized by His Majesties and YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, all hell, by their authority to be read and appointed in all churches. So this is canon. So this is the book of Sirach, chapter 13, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 17. What fellowship hath the wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the godly. What agreement is there between the hyena and a dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor? As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. And it's all they do. There's no middle class. I was talking to my mom on the phone last night. I said, Mom, we was growing up. I said, we were literally the middle class. Like growing up in the 90s, it was me, my 3 brothers, my mother and her husband. 6 people. And I'm pretty sure they accumulated together somewhere probably like around 80,000. But in the 90s, that was somewhat of that was middle class. That was really middle class. Making 80K, you need two household income just for two adults, to live comfortably. But back then it was four of us kids with two adults. So I could see the transition in life, and the price of things and the cost of living. I could just never forget that day. My mother told me to go inside and pay for gas, and I never forget looking at the gas pump and it was $1.07. I can never forget that. I remember that day. Or somebody could tell me, I remember where gas used to be 10 cents a gallon. Yeah. Go to the movie theater, 5 cents. One popcorn, 10 cents. Now you want to go watch a movie you want to take a woman on a movie date, hell, you might as well just take her out on a dinner date. The ticket's going to run you about 15 probably. You want popcorn, overran vodka, shoot, you pretty much paying for the facility then. That's what I'm saying. You're going to always be poor. Because the 1% of the world's population controlling at least or over 90 to 95% of its wealth. And do you want to know where the majority of their money lies at? No. It's not in the products they create. It's not even in the money they formulate. It's in the land, the people, and the natural resources that they own. You, the highest, the best commodity on earth is a human. People. Right? I mean, it's only so much you can make an animal do for you. But hell, you can make somebody build you a house. You can't do that with a cow, right? So that's what I'm saying. They going back Sirach 13. I'm sorry, I don't even mean to make this long. Sirach 13 and 20. As the proud hate humility, so doth the rich abhor the poor. And I want to bring this out really quick. Where is that? Well, I'm missing Haggai. Hold on. Wait a minute. This is Haggai 1 and 6. Ye have sown much, meaning work, and bring in little. Yeah, before you even touch your own money, they already, all right, we're going to take $30 up out of here. We're going to take $15 up out of there for your dental, for your vision, and, SSI, which won't be there for you when you retire. Hell, you may, they, before you even touch a check, they garnishing like, what, depending, $150 to $300 out your check. That you ain't asked them to do. Right? Let's get back. Haggai 1 and 6. Ye have so much, you bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it in a bag with holes. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. I understand why we hear curses, so we can't be in a new covenant, right? But because of curses, man, which is why we're suffering. Talking about so-called Negro, Latino, Native American. America is the Babylon the Great, the pitfall, our prison for not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. All the calamities, all this evil, all this adversity, all this tribulation that you see going on in the world is because the Lord is visiting the earth. Earthquakes, upwards in the people, the economic declining, looking at the foods we're eating being just turned to genetically modified foods, the water being tainted. People forgot about Flint, Michigan. You know what happened up there. I mean, all of this stuff, man, that is going on throughout the earth is orchestrated by the Most High Power. And all glory goes on to him. And I'm not going to bring out a precept on violence, but you got to remember this, though. There are more have-nots in this world than there are those who have. I'm going to say it again. There are more have-nots in this world than those who have. And those who do have not will come looking for those that do have. It's just that simple. So, that's why in this society, they don't promote love, brotherhood, so to say, right? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, from the context of the Bible, because what they say, God bless America. Your God is guns, oil, and drugs. See how I did that, y'all? Your God is guns, oils, and drugs. And then if I say God's, what does it say the S is sex? Because you don't believe in the God of the Bible. Well, I apologize. You do. Like it says in the book of James. Thou believest there is one God. Yea, thou do as well. The devil believe also and trembleth. So they know who. See, understand the balance of good and evil. The devil works for the Most High, Yahawah. Remember that. Read the book of Job. He could not touch Job unless the Lord told him he could. So in other words, any aspect of life is because the Lord said they could or it should happen. So I'm going to read one, though. It's not about violence, but it's going to get there. 2 Esdras 15-19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. The modern day sword is the gun. And spoil their goods. Spoil means to take. Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And yes, that is coming. And remember what it said about this great tribulation. This is also going to be Jacob's trouble. You so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans who are just not in the loop, you have no clue what is coming to you. Man, Esau's going to bring straight hell on you. They see their society, their kingdom falling. So they're going to take you down with them. All right. Just like how Esau sold his birthright to our forefather and still crying and complain to want to kill our forefather. Even though Esau have his blessing right now, he's still going to cry and complain because our blessing's on the way. And the only way we can receive our blessing is by taking his away. And do you think he's going to go down without a fight? And that's a rhetorical question because you know he ain't. Anyhow, let me read this and I'm going to close out. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So with that being said, pray you was edifying, fed, stay in the spirit, don't fear it, just endure it. Ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing, stay humble, remain diligent. Kwama Allah, Wafla Babal, Shalom.